The Last of Us, a surprisingly confident and handsome survival thriller from the cinematic populace at Naughty Dog, says the post-apocalyptic Stray and set 20 years after a fungal disease brings American society down and turns the infected into mindless monsters. Its gorgeously ruined world, zombie body horror, and cynical portrayal of survivors turning on each other are all very familiar themes right now. They don't come from the collective subconscious of a world in crisis so much as from a dozen tastefully chosen inspirations among them.
You got something on your shoe. Gross.
Okay, how do we get out of this place?
Let's find out.
The story follows Joel, a bitter Texan smuggler, and Ella, a precocious teenager, as they travel from Boston through lawless Pittsburgh and all the way west to the Rockies, covering the best part of the year as it does so. The seasons change and the pair have to fight off through bandits and scrape together what they can from their surroundings to survive. Often traveling on foot, sometimes on horseback, it's the classic journey into the West. The pioneer's tale, but turned on its head because of an anti-Western, isn't about the birth of a nation, it's about the death of one.
Were you with Marlene when you were bitten? No. I went to her for help afterwards. Knowing her, I'm surprised she didn't shoot you. Oh, she's all right. I told you. It's gonna be fine.
The game starts slow, but it means business. After an unexpected and arresting bit of pre-credit scene setting, we join Joel in Boston's quarantine zone. He's saddled with Ella after his partner leads him into a deal with the Fireflies, a resistance moving combat to the oppressive martial law. Knowing only that he needs to get Ellie to a Firefly nerve center somewhere across the continent, Joel heads off to find his estranged brother, a former Firefly, along the way. They battle the infected and cross paths with a few friendly and not-so-friendly survivors, as well as encountering the ruthless and sadistic Hunters, a faction that preys on the weak for their supplies. By the time the game reaches its second half, and the plot and pacing step up a gear, Joel and Ellie have matured from cliches into rounded characters, and Druckmann lands a handful of big moments that are effective without even being overplayed. Meanwhile, the action moves through a stunning sequence of locations and gameplay variations, with a monument that is unhurried but immense. It's breathtakingly confident game making. After I played through the single player and enjoyed most of it, ladder arranging aside, a truly excellent game and with good mechanics that allows large elements of freedom in tackling its environment. A quick explanation about the only multiplayer format I played in The Last of Us is Supply Raid. The game is to gather supplies by killing other opponents and helping teammates. In this mode, teams 4 vs 4 have 20 additional lives before the game is over. There are 4 supply boxes dotted around the map that provide ingredients for creating melee weapons, bombs, first aid kits, smoke bombs, and shifts. The listening mode carries over from single player, allowing you to give a quick check to see if anyone is around. This leads players slowly moving from area to area, branching into listening mode to check their surroundings. As you can be downed with a couple of shots and movement is a little clunkier, a sense of vigilance is needed. The supply crates only regenerate when you've gotten all of them opened. This can lead to bottlenecks opening as both teams approach a crate from different angles. It took me a few hours to get used to the more methodical approach in the multiplayer. I developed a style I like to consider aggressive stealth. If you run in the game, you can appear on an opponent's radar and give away your position. If you are only a couple of yards away, you can charge them in for a gruesome weapon melee kill or a shiv in the back. It was when I used this approach that made me fall in love with the game. Whilst others would be using scopes, carefully laying traps and barricading themselves into a position, my aggressive arrival usually resulted in confusion and many deaths.
Right there! Fucker's down! Thanks for looking out. That's one! Keep coming! Yes! Look, I can't keep going like this.
If teams stick together in The Last of Us, they gain a huge advantage, from reviving downed teammates, medics healing others, and having 4 guns aimed at one opponent leads to victory on most occasions. This is one event that leads to tense, sweaty palms and pumping heart rate. When down to your final life and all your teammates are down, it's usually you versus the other 4 players. The developers made brilliant changes to this part. The survivor sees all the opponents on their radar if they make it to a supply box. These are filled with ready-made bombs, melee weapons, and smoke bombs. This leads to a last stand finding places to lay traps, trying to find and hide as many as possible. The Last of Us, Naughty Dog's acclaimed 2013 PlayStation 3 action game, has sold more than 6 million copies worldwide, and with the release of the PlayStation 4 in 2014, Naughty Dog released The Last of Us Remastered, which sold over 5 million copies.